I'm as mild-mannered man as I can be. I've never done them harm that I can see. Still on me they put a ban, and they throw me in the can. They go wild, simply wild over me. They accuse me of rascality. I can't see why they always pick on me. I'm as gentle as a lamb, though they take me for a ram. They go wild, simply wild over me. And that cop, he went wild over me. And he held his gun where everyone could see. He was breathing rather hard when he saw my union card. He went wild, simply wild over me. And that judge, he went wild over me. I plainly saw we never could agree. So I let the man obey what his conscience had to say. He went wild, simply wild over me. And that jailer, he went wild over me. And he locked me up and threw away the key. Well, it seems to be the rage, so they keep me in a cage. They go wild, simply wild over me. They go wild, simply wild over me. I'm referring to the bedbug and the flea. While I murmur in my sleep, they disturb my slumber deep. They go wild, simply wild over me. Will the roses grow wild over me when I'm gone into that land that is to be? When my soul and body depart in the stillness of my heart, will the roses grow wild over me? And now God, he went wild over me. As I knelt beside the throne on bended knee, when the angels heard me yell, they shot me down to hell. They went wild, simply wild. They went wild, simply wild. They went wild, simply wild over me. Come and listen to my story, for it is a tale of shame. About a union organizer, Frank Little was his name. Organized for one big union and against the boss's war. He was murdered by the company, we'll never see his like no more. There was a war in Europe raging, there was money to be made. A miner's life ain't worth a nickel when a penny can be saved. The Granite Mountain mine caught fire, man, he died there in that grave. The only good from that disaster was a union reborn in flames. Frank Little came to Butte, Montana to help them in their fight. Why should you go to Europe? It's here, we'll do what's right. Why should workers kill each other? Don't you know this war is wrong? That evening he lay sleeping, never dreaming he'd never see the dawn. 6 men came for him that evening, tied him up behind their car, dragged him to the railroad trestle. I'm amazed he lived that far. It was early the next morning when the air was bright and clear. Someone found Frank Little's body hanging in the air. Hear the miners' wives all weeping, see the men all dressed in black. 10,000 going to the graveyard and one won't be coming back. And the words carved on his tombstone we still feel as they did then. Slain by the capitalist interests for organizing, inspiring his fellow men. We never forget. Goodbye, Joe Hill, we've had some good times here. I wish that you could stay around for just another year. But the battle lines keep moving, and I know they just can't stay. I guess sometimes it just works out that way. Goodbye, Frank Little, we'll meet I don't know where. We're a better kind of people for knowing you were here. It was a damn good fight, but we lost, and that's a shame. I'm glad we stood and fought it just the same. Goodbye, Gene Debs, I know just where you be. While there's a man in prison, my soul cannot be free. But Gene, you tried to change him, and they beat you in the end. Still, I'm glad that we had you for a friend. Well, Abin, you old rebel, it's just another round. Takes more than politicians to keep a good man down. One thing I know for certain, by God, I swear it's true. This Bluenose town ain't seen the last of you. So long, Joe Hill, so long but not goodbye. You're off to teach some grafters how to sizzle and to fry. Someday we're gonna need you, Joe, you and all your friends. We'll never have to say goodbye again. Someday we're gonna need you, Joe, you and all your friends. We'll never have to say goodbye again.